everybody. Greetings from New Zealand. I want to give an update about Kusayai, the seer of the Samburu Tribe whom I had visited in Kenya. And right up to the very last moment in Kenya, I was still hoping to go visit him, but he was not well. And he's better, but he's still not very well. He's 108 years old. But just recently, I've heard from his grandson, Daniel, and I want to share what he has told me. And afterwards, I will actually read through the chat that I received on WhatsApp. So, seemingly, there's a new star in the sky. It appears at 4:45 a.m. in Nairobi, not Nairobi, but about 6 hours north of Nairobi, so just north of the equator. And it rises in the east, sort of southeast. And of course, that's a time when in New Zealand I cannot see it. It's in New Zealand, it is something like 2 or 3 p.m., so it's daylight. I cannot check on it. If anybody out there can check and see if they can see it, that would be absolutely wonderful. He says it's white. He says there are beings on that planet. It's bright white. It's white because it's bringing peace, and it's bringing peace. It's a sign for peace that is rising in the east. I asked where in the east, and he said New Zealand, and he said white like my hair and his hair. Here is the actual conversation. I'm reading it out from my phone. Hi Una, there was special star that my grandfather identified it. Tell me more. It means that it has some water. It's new, it comes out around 4:45 a.m. and it goes away 5:45 a.m. It's mean you and my grandparents who have white hair are special to the world. The star is white, which mean it very peaceful people are in the world. My grandfather out at 4 a.m. and speak to the spirit in special way until 4:45 a.m. when the star is there. It means also peace will in earth. Wow. How do you know that peace is coming? Because it's true. It comes from the east. So I asked, are there people on the planet? Yes, that's what my grandfather said. There are white people only because the star is very special. Do the people look like us? Yes. You said he did a special way of looking? How? Yes, because my grandfather always see things before it happens in spiritual way. I asked where the peace is coming from, since the peace is coming from the east. I asked China or New Zealand or Australia, and he said no, it's further south than China because the star is further south, and not Australia. It's coming from New Zealand. This is very common in Kenya that the stars are being read, or also just the color of the moon. I've heard that from other people talking about their father going out and looking at the moon, and the moon is red, and it's not a good sign. I don't like the redness of the moon. And lo and behold, the next day, there's bloodshed in Nairobi. So here again, Kusayai is talking about the color of that star. And he also talked about the color of the sky a few days ago, saying that the sky was very red and that was about the bloodshed that's happening in Europe. So the way Kusayai looks is it has to be very, very dark for him to look with the inner eye. And then I've got a little dog here who's coming to visit. And then he actually sees it. He goes out and sees it. But the latest news is that he's not even strong enough to actually go out and see this star. And the problem is that Daniel has lost his job, and they have no, there's a drought there, they have no food, and I've been supporting them a little bit. If anybody does want to help with supporting, they need about $3 or €3 per day to to have the food that they need. Do let me know, or get it directly to them if you wish. Anyway, I think it's exciting that the peace is coming from New Zealand, and I can actually see that happening. The people I've met here are absolutely fabulous, and I think it is because they're you cannot just hop across the border. You actually have to deal with what is here in the country. Whereas if you're in Europe or in the States, you just hop across the border, you go to another state and see if it's better there. Yes. Thank you, everybody.